Hey, we're live, I think.
Yeah.
We're live.
Double check here.
Let's see here. Let me double check.
According to this, it's live.
Screen.
Oh, Sasha's waiting. Wait.
Oh, we're live.
We are live.
We're live.
Woo!
Don't cross the streams.
All right, guys, what's going on? Alex here, Dom, Tiffany, Tim,
Tiffany.
I'm putting both together. Tim, FluffyBeard, Dom from On the Adventures, and of course Alex, Crap Beer Couple. Missing our other halves, but you know what? They've got other stuff to do.
Mine's sitting right next to me, but.
Yeah, right
And cheers to the mouse is in the house. Hello, cheers to the mouse.
what's going on?
Do we don't have a name for our show or anything like that, do we?
I mean, we could come up one. I mean, like I said, we can do this on each other's. It doesn't matter to me.
But I
it's
mean,
just kind of cool hanging out.
it's going to be eventually a traveling show, but we can always have a name set for it. So if anybody's got any suggestions, we'll take suggestions.
Of course, as always. So a couple things we wanted to talk about today. I'll go ahead and go first. I wanted to talk about fast passes at Disney. I know everyone's got their tips, their hacks, their whatever you want to call it. Obviously, there's certain ones you always know you want to go to, whether it be your favorite ride or the ones you know they're always going to be a pain in the butt standing. You know, especially Flight of Passage at Pandora. We waited. Yeah, we waited 2 hours in line, which I saw this from Bart Scott. Actually, it's funny that he even mentioned to be a nice challenge to watch Pandora while in line for Pandora, since it's about the same amount of time there.
Wow, I never even thought of that. That's clever.
Yeah. So the only problem with that, every time I've ever checked, though, it's always already booked up. So I know one tip that people always say is if you are staying on site, then you get 60 days in advance versus the 30 days in advance they'd regularly give you. Mm-hmm. So obviously that's one big thing there. I've always found that doing it even a week before, you can still find some good ones. If not, literally that day, or maybe even sometimes an hour or two before you really want to go on it, you can find a lot. I think a lot of people give up if they don't find it right when they look a week or two before. But if you just keep trying, it's gonna show up. But
yeah, you just got to keep looking and looking and looking. Like I've seen videos of people going ahead and finding the fast pass for the ride, like literally minutes before they get on, because every now and then people will go ahead and cancel last minute or their time runs out, so something just shows up to make up for it real quick. So because fast pass is definitely the way to go for especially the Pandora rides, I feel, because even with the whole rope drop ceremony and stuff, people get there and it turns into like a 3-hour wait after the park is open for like 10 minutes. So it's a really difficult one to get into.
It's very true. I mean, go ahead, Tim.
I've heard some of the tricks, like, sometimes they're going to put them out on the 7s, like, 7 after, 17 after, but hey, that's as maybe. We haven't had any luck, but we know some people who have. But yeah, it's kind of it's dark magic how they figure all that out. Kind of keeps us guessing.
Nice. I actually didn't know that part at all. That's pretty cool. Let's try that next time.
I hadn't heard that either. I will say though, we have never stood in the actual queue for it. We've always been able to get a fast pass secured for it, and I feel as if we're missing out, because whenever you get in those fast pass lines, you miss out on a lot of the interactions in some of the regular queue lines, like the giant floating avatar. Mm-hmm. I've seen that through a window from a distance, so that's about it. And I would love to see it, but I don't think I'm ready to go stand in a 3-hour line.
I'm not gonna lie, for the first time of any ride, I think it's worth it. Especially for a line like that. Like we went on it last time we were at Animal Kingdom. You'll see that in one of the upcoming vlogs. And yeah, that floating guy, it looks amazing. I don't even know how to explain it. I've heard people saying that it's not real, that it's just some sort of CGI type thing or whatever, but it looks awesome.
I think I'll probably go ahead and Well, definitely whenever Toy Story Land opens up, I think that Pandora will calm down quite a bit, so the wait won't be as bad, and then we'll go ahead and we'll stand in it then.
True.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So
I was reading here too. Obviously, a lot of us already know this, but they were showing some of the most popular ones at the parks, like Hollywood Studios' Rock and Roller Coaster, obviously Toy Story Mania, Beauty and the Beast, which actually I was surprised on, and then Fantasmic, which I wouldn't always get a fast pass for Fantasmic unless you want a really great seat, but the place is so big that you can usually find a seat no problem. But
I've never seen it for myself.
Yeah, and Beauty and the Beast, I don't know if I've ever done that.
Yeah, I got a bone to pick with the Fantasmic thing, and it bugs me how they do it. Like, don't get me wrong, Fantasmic's great, but it's like they're moving the goalpost on us. Where you go in, first come first serve, you get some great seats right in the center. Like you wait 90 minutes or whatever, and then it was get the fast pass. And that'll be those center 3 sections. Now, if you get the fast pass, you're still not in those center 3 sections. That's for the fast pass dining thing at Mama Melrose.
Interesting.
You can't even be clever and get there sooner. You're still going to be on the sides.
I haven't seen Fantasmic in years and years, even since we've gotten passes again, and when we've had them before. I don't think we ever went. So I haven't been since I was. A little bit right out of high school when I had passes then, but I'd love to see it again. But man, that sounds like you're saying we're getting pushed out even further and further.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never seen it myself, so I don't know what I'm missing, and I guess that's a good thing at the same time. So it's preventing me from missing it. So I will say though, out of the big shows at the parks, did you guys see Rivers of Light?
No, I don't think so.
I haven't yet. No, we just didn't have time.
We did the fast pass thing for it. We did our best to book the fast pass, and I tell you what, your fast pass area, they cramp you up so tight with people, and I just don't think the show is worth it. If you could see it from across the pond and watch part of it while you're standing there, that's fine. But for me, that's a hard pass on that show. I think I'm gonna skip it from here on out. I know people are gonna hate me for saying that, but that's just my opinion. It's a great show. I just don't think it's for me. So.
Well, just to kind of clue with the fast passes now, every time we've gone in the past few times, we've been mostly going later towards the night, so it's not as busy. But I think we've always had luck finding good fast passes and still be able to go on other rides that only have maybe 20 to 30-minute waits, and again, it's because mostly at night. Like when we were there last weekend, Magic Kingdom was open until 12, so obviously there's not as much people that time as it is during the day. But
bring back 24-hour days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
way you're guaranteed to get on everything you want almost.
Yeah, they still do, isn't it? Like one day a year they do that or something.
So, yeah.
They used to do it, but it hasn't. They did more than one day. Oh yeah, well no, they haven't done it for a few years now. So
yeah, we went to it. I think it was my wife and I on our honeymoon. It was in May, and it was just chaos. Like, because we were trying to leave, and like buses were down, and the monorail was down, and it was just like a mass, angry, sweaty Midwesterners. It was chaos.
See, the problem is they've done away with that, and now they're bringing in a lot more DVC type events and stuff, which I'm all for. It's great that they do that with the DVC, but if they were to do, just like pass holder night or something like that, because I'm sorry, but I don't have, $100,000 to go drop into the DVC just so I could get a couple extra hours with less people in the park.
Yeah.
So they should have like a sign up night, say, hey, this night we're going to be open till 2 a.m. for, last name letters A through C, and then do that sort of thing, and then sign up for that. I mean, it wouldn't be a horrible idea.
Yeah, but I could see a lot of issues with that one.
I mean, there'd definitely be issues, but there's going to be issues with everything no matter what.
Yeah, true.
So,
which one of the things we talked about with the pass, not even fast passes, but being a pass holder?
I'm sorry?
Why do people go to the pass holder entrance when it's longer than the regular entrance?
I don't know. I go to whatever line is shortest.
Yeah. I mean, last time we went, it was actually shorter than a regular line, so we went for it, but never understood why all these people are going to when it's literally 2-3 times as long as the regular line. I'm like, you're just taking longer to get in than go have fun, you know?
I don't know. But hey, we do have some people in the chat. We got Cheers to the Mouse said, we've had really good luck with people canceling last minute. Yep. We've actually, that's how we ended up getting into Be Our Guest for lunch reservations one time. If somebody went ahead, I believe, and canceled last minute, and it got us into the restaurant. So that was nice. And 22-ounce Curl says, what up? Haha, I'm driving, picking up my kid at school while watching. How about just listen? Don't watch while you're driving. Just listen.
I can one-up you there, because if anybody has watched my channel, whenever I do live videos.
You're always driving.
Yeah. So, it might not be the safest thing, but.
Liz will be sitting next to me while we're watching your vlogs or your lives, and she'll be like, Tim, pay attention to the road. It's great.
Yeah. I mean, I'm talking to myself anyway, so it's just, other people that get to listen.
Yeah, exactly. You're still looking at the road for the most part, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, but yeah, what else have we got here today? Tim, what do you got for us?
Well, you had mentioned, or somebody mentioned, Be Our Guest. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, that was me.
I saw that Be Our Guest, a friend of mine from, I'm in the Adventurers, like, Disney Club, and a friend of ours mentioned, as I get it here, there are going to be changes to the Be Our Guest restaurant. It looks like they're going to be changing it into one of those top-tier events, kind of like, what's it called, Cinderella's Castle, the Cinderella Royal Table. There's going to be a new, what's it called? It auto-corrected, but it's going to be this new 3-course French-inspired meal. So appetizer, entree, dessert. There's going to be like octopus, and it's not going to be your kind of default sort of French Disney stuff. It's going to be legit French-inspired foods. I didn't see
talking clocks and talking candlesticks.
Exactly, but it's going to be what is it? July 27th. They're going to start doing that, and they're taking reservations technically tomorrow, starting on that. So that'll be something. I don't know what I think about that, because it's cool to give that extra level, but I kind of like having it as a quick service during the day, and hopefully they'll keep that.
Yeah.
Because it's super well themed, but you still get to get in there pretty quickly. So,
yeah.
I don't know.
They're just making it even more difficult, it seems like, to get in there.
Yeah, it's like, this is popular. Let's make it so nobody can get
like, you don't think, I wonder if there's potential that altogether they could just flat out come out and say, hey, this is our new Club 33 area.
Yeah.
Because I know that we do have the Club 33 coming to all 4 parks. And I've seen videos where there's rumor of it actually being built right now with some of the work walls that have been up. But I don't know specifically what's going on there. All I've heard is, hey, maybe that is the new Club 33 area.
You're talking about the work walls going into Adventureland?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That's what I heard was rumored to be the new Club 33 area that they're working on.
That could make sense. I mean, I'm never going to get to go to it, so I don't care.
No, it's like what, I think $25,000 to get in, and then like a $10,000 yearly.
I got a quarter.
Yeah, I was gonna say I got this thing and that thing, but not $10,000, $35,000. So,
from the stuff that I've seen that's inside and what you get and all the perks and blah blah blah, it doesn't seem like it's worth it at all.
No, because it's basically just a dinner, isn't it?
It's like a lounge and hangout too, or something like that.
Yeah, and I know you get admission to the parks, but
for
$35,000, I could have some nice dinners elsewhere.
Oh yeah, I
And
buy
still go
so
to
many
Disney.
tacos, man.
I love
Yeah.
tacos. Now you're speaking my language, Tim.
Yeah. I just
No.
got not to get off topic here. I just got tweeted by a local taqueria in Columbus, and
Oh,
I'm like,
really?
how can I like get this to where they're giving me free tacos? So I was like, hey, I hope to like review you guys stuff some other time. And,
Yeah,
I'm hoping
review them.
they'll
Go
say,
on
hey,
back into the kitchen and watch them make the food and everything. Which taco place? Are we allowed to say which taco place?
I think so. Yeah, I can say it here. Let me see if I can find it. Fill time.
Oh well, if it was Condado, you know I'm all about Condado tacos. Alex,
It wasn't Condado though. I really wish
Condado
it was.
tacos is bomb. All right, so fill time. Here we got cheers to the mouse says glad we already did be our guest because we'll never be able to do it again. Never say never. I'm sure you'll be able to do it again one of these days. And Curl says, DL, thanks for watching that video. I'm almost finished watching your Disney hurricane trip. I'm on video 9. And all right, fellas, I'm gotta go in. I'll check out the rest when I get back from lunch. Actually, our Be Our Guest video is in the hurricane video. So if anybody's interested, we did Be Our Guest during Hurricane Irma.
I found it though. It's Cuco's Taqueria in Columbus. So
I
there
don't
you
think
go.
we've been there.
I
So
haven't either, but I want to now. So
they just sort of picked you out and said, hey, come on in.
I had tweeted some about my like the Valentine's Day video I posted. And
Yeah,
they were like, "Had a good Valentine's Day." Okay, yeah.
cool.
Nice.
That's not
There
too
you go.
bad.
What you got, Dominic?
What's up?
What you got?
Well, what I got sort of transitions away a little bit from Disney, and lately I've been focusing more on the networking, the YouTube aspect, as opposed to the parks and stuff, because stuck up here, not being able to go to the parks sort of bums me out. But no, I was just wondering, what are your guys' top 3 YouTubers that you watch? Can be big YouTubers, can be small YouTubers, but where do you find yourself kicking back on the couch every night or watching before you head to bed or something like that?
Good question. Well, how I first got started into was watching Charles Trippy. I was watching him right from the beginning, but
Yeah,
I don't really.
how could we not watch Charles? We went to school with him.
He still makes great vlogs. I've just not seen it as much as what I want to see nowadays. But and I used to be watching him every single day. I was watching all of his videos. But if I had to watch now, obviously we're watching Brock and Prom. Good friends, ears to you, and watching you guys. But I've been watching a lot of Justin Scard lately.
Yeah, same here.
He's always great, and his voice, sometimes how he talks, actually reminds me of what's his name, Adam the Woo.
Oh,
Same voice as him. It's kind of interesting. I don't know, I'm kind of all over the place. Tim Tracker's always got good ones every once in a while. Like he actually, you guys gotta watch it. He did he was there with Negro Orlando, Sean, he was doing the Mardi Gras, and he was
hilarious.
He's like, he has the bees in his. He's like, here, you want it? You just throws that
those are really good. I did enjoy the videos.
He looked like he was lit up or something that night, but I don't know. I'd say between ears to you guys, Tim Tracker. I watch a lot of different stuff. I don't know. I'll watch videos on how it's made for hours on end. I'll look up and it's 4 a.m. and I'm still watching. They're addicting, but that's kind of for me. What about you, Tim?
Well, yeah, like in addition to watching like all the kind of the Disney vloggers, that sort of just gets into, I'll watch like one of each and then just go let it ride. But other than that, like when I started making YouTube videos, and if you look like really far back on my channel, I started gaming. So I was doing gaming videos, and so I still watch a lot of like the Game Grumps. And they're a huge channel, and I'll still watch occasionally Markiplier, another huge gaming channel. But I tell you, a channel that I have gotten obsessed with is called Shop Time, and it's a gun. And he's a woodworker and also works with resin, and he'll turn stuff on a lathe, and he'll do wacky stuff. Like he'll do normal traditional woodworking stuff, but he'll also work with like, resining ridiculous things like bacon or bread or stuff like that, or crayons, and then start turning.
That is a bit ridiculous.
Oh, it's wacky, but it's really cool. So, and that I'll just go down the rabbit hole in that.
Yeah, here's this wood resin hand carved bowl featuring bacon.
Yeah. Filled with bacon, sure. Why not? You got my attention.
Yeah, nothing's wrong with a little bit of bacon. So,
what do you got, Dominic? Then,
yeah.
Who's your?
Well, obviously, you guys. The whole Disney crew, the Ears to You, the Tim Track, and the Justice Guard. And recently we've had an influx of subscribers and such, and a lot of them are Disney vloggers or Disney fans. So I have been checking out a lot of different people lately. A lot of people from the UK are huge Disney fans and get over here to go to Disney, I think, a little bit more often than I do. So I'm thinking maybe moving to the UK will raise our funds a bit better for travel. But no, we do a lot of the food stuff. So, in fact, just earlier we were watching Strictly Dumpling. Mikey Chen has turned us on to a lot of interesting food. In fact, we got a little shout out from him not too long ago when we did a hot pot and tweeted out to him, and he had a little reply for us. So that was nice. And lately I've discovered the Brian Ames channel, which he's a skate photographer and owner of Revive Skateboards up in Columbus. And his channel, he does a lot of like hot sauce tasting and hot pepper eating and different things like that. So I love anything to do with the hot sauce. We watch Hot Ones on the daily. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. And just Vine compilations like you wouldn't believe. I've seen the same Vines 20,000 times in a row, and they still are super funny because we go around quoting them all the time.
Well, yeah, why don't you play us your little ringtone, Dominic?
Oh, my little ringtone? Somebody want to go ahead and shoot me a text?
I'll send you one real quick.
Yeah, send me a text so we can.
I love this. I don't just the little things like that. It makes me
in the meantime, Cheers to the Mouse says that they watch Ears to You, Bart Scott, and Darwin's beer reviews.
Oh, how could I forget Bart Scott? Heck,
there you go.
Super cool guy.
And all of us, of course. And a shout out to A&E's Adventures.
Going on.
So did you hear it?
Barely. You stuck it on there? Just play it against the speaker or against the microphone.
Here, go ahead and do it again. I don't even know where the microphone is on this computer.
Just make sure you're turned up.
Yeah. Oh, of course, because I have it open, it didn't go. So one more time, Alex, do it for the Vine.
Hi, welcome to Chili's.
I don't know why
that was one of my favorites of all time. So, all right, on the topic of YouTube still, from your own personal videos that you guys have created and made yourselves, what is your favorite moment?
Favorite moments?
Yeah.
There's been a lot. I mean, for us, and we started a long time ago, and then we stopped for about, I'd say, 1.5, 2 years, and then we kind of get back into it real well again. All of them are great, but the ones that are kind of cool to get back into was probably the one we became Disney Pass holders again. That was really cool. So to be able to do that, I don't know. I mean, all of our concerts and everything we go to, like I'm really proud of those ones. And there's a few that I might say that I think my editing skills or what I filmed is a little better on, but I think they're all great, really. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm kind of with you there. I think some of my older ones are a bit more popular, but I look at them and I'm like, yeah, it's got like cool subject matter, but my editing was terrible. So then I look at some of the newer ones and I'm like, I'm actually doing some cool stuff. But I don't know. The ones that seem to be popular and I like doing them were the sort of abandoned stuff. So like, and they were just little videos, like 3-4 minute videos of going to an abandoned storefront of where H.H. Gregg used to be, or going to like, you know, where the new IKEA is being built and stuff like that. Just quick little mini adventures.
Hey, they are educational, like that Centennial tree. That was a super educational. It's
the
that.
Which, oh yeah,
the timfluffybeard.edu, man.
Yep, yeah, the Revolution War tree, man.
Wasn't there one where you went to the basket building?
Yeah, over in Newark. That was a fun one because I thought I was gonna get kicked out because there were some other people came by and they weren't sure why I was there. But yeah, the big Longaberger basket thing. I've been told that is being bought by someone else and they're going to keep it. They're not going to just knock it down. So that's kind of cool because it's a cool building, even though Longaberger is like barely a company anymore.
Yeah, it's just a giant basket.
Oh
right?
yeah,
it's one of the weirdest buildings in the country.
Oh, yeah. And it's I've been told on the inside it's just a normal building, office. Nothing too crazy except for, you know, you're inside a giant basket.
Yeah, I've actually seen photos of it. Well, not only online, but since our grandparents used to live up in Ohio, they had photos of it and stuff too. So let's see, checking the comments real quick. Annie's Adventures. I just stuck my phone to my ear to hear it better, and I just got a text. My text noise is a T-Rex roar. Rip eardrum. Ooh, I've done that before too, where I've had like a louder text tone, and I'll be listening to something real close, and then all of a sudden just blares in your ear, and you know, you sort of go deaf for a couple of days. Oh man, that's a total bummer. So
what's your favorite?
What's that?
What's some of your favorites then?
Well, I love them all. Anything to do with food, I'm all about, and especially love going on the rides and stuff. Which we're really excited now that we've got our GoPro. We can do some better on-ride videos. But I'd have to say my all-time favorite moment is from a recent video that we did. That we went to the Jim Beam factory and distillery. And as you know, we just recently got the GoPro drone, and we started discovering the joy of B-roll footage. And Liz made this incredible edit of the opening scene where it flies up on the drone to the Jim Beam barn and stuff, and flying around the area, and just the transitions that she does with the song for the scene and stuff like that. Just that like first 10 seconds, 10, 15 seconds of the video, I would have to say is my favorite all time.
Yeah, that one looks really good.
Moment that we have. Like, believe me, I love them all, but that, like, especially with that song going in there, it just, ooh, it gets me.
That's Casey.
Yes,
yeah, exactly.
We watch a lot of Casey, and we've definitely tried to aspire to have some similarities because obviously he's doing something right. So, and while we were chatting, we did have a name submission. Shane, what was that name submission? The happiest stream on earth.
That's not bad, especially if we're talking about like, you know, Disney stuff most of the time too.
Yeah. That's where my mind goes. It kind of sounds dirty to me, but okay. Sorry for ruining it.
The happiest little stream on earth. And A&E's Adventure says, dude, so much good juice comes out of that factory. I got to check that one out. That was a fun tour.
Would that make that the happiest stream on earth? All that juice?
We should start drinking during these instead.
No, the tour was like an hour and a half long, and we learned a lot, got to try a lot of different things, plus it had the tasting at the end. It was only like, what, 20, 25 bucks a person? And you got to see the Mila Kunis barrel from the commercials.
But you're so excited.
I just recommend if you go during the winter, bring a heavy jacket because those barrel warehouses are freezing. So, yeah, Alex, you got anything more for us, or?
Yeah, I was gonna go over. So we've still got the Fast and Furious ride coming to Universal Orlando. It seems like they're getting closer and closer to it being done. Like they've taken over the area that was Ride It Out, not Twister Ride, sorry, wrong thing. Disaster. And they put a whole shop over there. They got some cars. They've got now a Vin Diesel like wax figure over there.
Yeah, I saw that
up front. But I was going to talk about the actual ride itself, which I'm really excited about it because it sounds really cool. And I know Hollywood already has it too. But the downside is, from what I'm seeing and what I'm showing that we're getting, it's supposed to be the same exact thing as Kong, where you're literally like in a bus thing. And
that is exactly what it is.
Yeah, and it's like, it sounds like it'd be cool at first, in a first ride or two, but after that, it's like, this is boring. Like, Kong was cool, but it did nothing really for me in the end, and it seemed a lot shorter than I expected.
Kong we've done twice just because it's so boring. Like, it is exactly the video from the Backlot Tour in California and the exact video that they have in the Backlot Tour for Fast and Furious in California is exactly what we are getting. It is an exact clone as far as the video goes. The only difference is we'll be in a car, bus type thing with a video screen all around us, and the ground will shake a little bit. But for the most part, you're going to be driving in like 2-3 different rooms, maybe seeing an animatronic character at the end of Vin Diesel saying something like "good job" or "good driving" or something, and that's it. It's going to be a major bust, I believe.
Well, it sounds like the queue is going to be the best part, which, Kong's queue is actually really cool too, especially with when you get to that main section. There's the whole animatronics coming out and talking to you, and then the guy that's hiding in a room and stuff. But the only thing I don't like about those is, like you said, you go to a room, you're acting like you're driving, but you're actually just standing one place and watching a 3D screen, and it's like, what are you going to do with that? It doesn't do much. But the queue, I think, will be awesome, especially the fact that it's going to be a virtual queue. So it'll be just like Jimmy Fallon ride, where you probably schedule a time and you go back, and you'll probably go through different sections like that one is too. So you don't have to worry about standing in a line for an hour, 2 hours, or anything like that. You can come back when your time's ready. So that's really cool there. But I'm excited, but I'm not excited at the same time, basically.
Yeah, it's going to be a one and done for me, I think. Tim, have you? I know you do the Disney whenever you come on down to Florida. Have you gotten the opportunity to do the Orlando or the Universal and see any of that, or no?
The last time I went to Universal was 2013, I think. So it's been a while.
It was too far off, though.
Yeah, not too far. Harry Potter, the Harry Potter area in Islands of Adventure had opened up. My brother and I went, and that was cool. It was super packed, but it was great. But yeah, none of the Kong area had opened yet. Yeah, it's been a while. It's basically, whenever we go down there, we know we only have like a week to do things, and we're gonna do Disney the whole time.
Yeah.
But I think next time we go, we might try and build in some time for Universal, because it's a lot of new things have come out. So.
Yeah, the Harry Potter rides. If they could stick with more models for rides like the Harry Potter rides, oh my God, it'd be so much better, because those are some of the best rides in the park,
Right.
Or like they did with the whole Spider-Man and Transformers thing. I know you're watching screens go into different rooms, but it is very, very entertaining. I love those rides particularly. This Kong Fast and Furious thing, it's starting to scare me that they're just going to start moving on to multiple rooms with screens and that's it. So
if done well, the screens can be good, like you said. But and that's kind of what scares me about, or well, at least for now, Disney's been not the screen. Like, Universal's the screen capital of Orlando.
Yeah.
And Disney's trying to not be. I think they're going to have to somewhat do that, but I would hope they would continue on with audio animatronics and
effects. Disney definitely does it, but they do it right. So like Flight of Passage, it may be a screen ride, but when you're sitting on that Banshee and you feel it breathing between your legs and stuff, oh my God, that ride is incredible. So
put a lot of effort into that one, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So let me show you some concept art they had from this right here, though. This is obviously like a little bus thing, which is just like Kong 2, where you get into that. But then you're actually going to go, I guess it looks like in different garages, which is probably going to be part of the queue, if not after it. So that'd be kind of cool to see all that sort of stuff. And then this is where the back section of where Disaster was, where you really didn't go in a line there, but they had like stuff from the movies. Like, I think there was a plane and a helicopter thing over there.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like they're gonna have a lot of cool, cars looking and everything like that. But yeah, it's still, like I said, I'm on the edge of being, liking it and not liking it. So we'll see though.
It's gonna be one of those ones, we're gonna just have to wait until it happens to really make a decision.
Well, the only thing that worries me too is, like, obviously we know it's already like Kong, but when Kong came out, we didn't know it was like that, and there was people waiting, 3-4 hours in that line, and then to come to get to that, like, I can't even imagine what they were thinking when they got off, and we're like, wow, that was not worth it. Yeah, it's cool to maybe be the first 100 or 2 in the line or on the ride, but
yeah, we got really lucky. Actually, the first time we ever rode it, we got lucky to be able to go on because we just happened to be walking by the entrance, and they just decided at that exact time that they wanted to go ahead and do a soft open. I think we ended up waiting 15-20 minutes to get through, so we got to go through the full queue and everything right away because we just happened to be in the right area at the right time. But with this new Fast and the Furious ride, who knows? They could have some extra elements in it that we weren't expecting or that were not known, and it could blow us away for all we know.
True.
So,
they could get the actual Vin Diesel. It's not like he's doing anything.
yeah. Exactly. Although
I love Disaster,
is him. He just stands around.
I wish Disaster was still there. That was one of my favorite rides. Just the feeling of being down in there, like something was actually happening. I thought that was the coolest thing in the world, and especially when I was a younger kid, I just loved it.
How about Fear Factor? I hear rumors that Fear Factor may not come back. I'd really, really, really love to see a return of Beetlejuice's Graveyard Show.
Yeah, I could see it happening, but I doubt it, though. It's especially in that big of a stage that they put it over there.
Because when you see Beetlejuice in the parks, like, he's so interactive with all the people, and just usually he's got people starting to crowd up around him because he's a popular character. And the fact that they're supposed to be reviving the movie, who knows?
Oh, wow.
Well, then they need to bring back Ghostbusters and Back to the Future.
The Ghostbusters show was awesome. I will say that was definitely one of my favorites.
Yeah, I was actually watching World of Micah had a thing he posted again the other day, one of his old videos showing where the actual show they used to have outside, which I never realized, but it's kind of cool that Ghostbusters and Beetlejuice did a show together.
Oh, I must have missed that one.
Yeah, I think it's one from a few months back, but he posted it again the other day, and I thought it was cool. But A&E, it says, I suggest a buy-out event like Orlando Former to meet up, much less crowded. I looked into that once, and then I saw the price tag. I'm like, there's no way. I'd rather go during the week when it's less crowded, as usual, because most kids are in school. Obviously, you still have a lot of the foreign groups coming over, too, but some days you get lucky, some days you don't, but it is cool with the Orlando Former. You do get like a bunch of free food and butterbeer and all that sort of stuff. But for how much I won for, I just can't do it.
Yeah, no. I mean,
do a lot. They've gone to some of those.
Yeah, I think they've done a few of those ones too, and it's nice because you get like it's like 3 or 4 hours of time. But even Universal does one of their selves like that, where they have like a pass holder party, and it's like you get 2-3 hours in certain areas. I think they opened it up a little more this year, but most of the time, you're getting in rides, and it's like 10-15 minutes, which it's great now. But there's some days I can go on a regular weekday, and it's only 15-20 minutes long itself too. So I don't know.
I mean, I guess for us, not currently, but obviously when we move back to Tampa, being local pass holders, you sort of don't really care all that much about the parties and stuff like that, because I mean, the only real difference other than the price tag is that you get some free food and stuff like that. But there's been plenty of times we've actually gone to the park on just like a random Tuesday or Wednesday or something, and it's been completely dead almost, and we've been able to just walk right onto all the rides. And going right after a hurricane or right before a hurricane, like we did with Hurricane Irma at Disney, it's ridiculous how many people stay in their homes and stuff and don't come out around that time. So we got lucky. We were able to, I think we did maybe 15 rides at Magic Kingdom in about a 2.5 to 3 hour time span.
Wow.
So,
and actually, the first time we went back up to Orlando with you guys, we hit up that night and we got, I don't know, it felt like 5 or 6 rides done within a couple hours.
Yeah, and that was right around Christmas too. We just happened to go a little bit later at night. It's all about that fast pass system and knowing how to work it and how to milk it right. So
true.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Any more on the docket? A&E Adventures say it's hard to get weekdays. Sometimes we have annual passes, but usually only make it down on long weekends. Yeah, it's what, Alex? You got a 2-hour drive for you. When we move back to Tampa, it'll be about a 45-minute to an hour drive. And Tim, it's probably about what, 15, 16 hours for you?
Around about 16 hours. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be making that
coming down here.
What's that?
You ever plan on moving down here?
I think eventually. We haven't set a timetable, but it's definitely, I think, in the cards. We love it so much. We want to be down there. Yeah.
We'll be down in a few weeks. Can't wait to make that 15-hour drive with a cat that hates being in a car.
Ooh, 9+ days. That sucks.
9+ hours. That does suck. Yeah, last time we drove down with a cat, I think I lost a chunk of my neck from nails. She had to sit right here on the seat halfway and on me halfway, or else she was going nuts inside her carrier the entire time. I was just like, you'll be fine. So
yeah, we did that drive last May. Yeah, it was something. We went there for the last Wishes. Went to see that. It was basically the last weekend Wishes was going to be shown, and by golly, we did it. I ended up driving the entire way back. I was the only one driving because Allie had gotten sick and was just really run down. So I was like, okay, I'm doing this whole drive myself. And our car doesn't have cruise control, so that was
that's a real bummer. Yeah, no, I've been there and done that back before I moved up here in with Liz, and she was up here for school, and I was down there in Florida. I'd say at least once every other month, I'd drive on up or fly on up and drive on back. And I tell you what, I'm not the sort of person that likes to stop. I mean, if I have to, I'll stop for the night, but I try to do it all in one day. And I've done it on like leaving at 7 o'clock at night and showing up at like 10 or 11 a.m. the next day. Just stopped to sleep at a rest stop in my car for 5 minutes. So
I remember the one time we had to drive long time ago. We left at 6 o'clock at night, and then we got into Cincinnati around, I think, 12 or 1 the next day. But I had taken this one energy drink that's like, I don't know, about this big, and they say you're supposed to do it in 2 parts. And I ended up taking it all at once, not even actually reading it. But I saved the whole entire way. Like, I remember hitting through the Tennessee mountains about halfway and just cruising along, having music.
The worst part about Tennessee, though, is you got that one strip between Knoxville and God, I can't remember. Well, the one strip around Knoxville where it's like this super, super, super dense fog area, especially when you drive it overnight. Oh man, is that bad? A&E's Adventure said Xanax the cat. We're thinking about getting her some medication to go ahead and calm her down. So, and Chattanooga. And Cheers to the Mouse has a 19+ hour drive. Ooh, no, thank you. No, thank you. We might potentially be doing well, in December when Liz is going to New Mexico, we're potentially going to be driving from New Mexico or flying from New Mexico over to California and stuff so we can go hit up Disneyland when we do our California trip. Who knows if we're going to fly back, if we're going to drive back, but I want to drive back, but at the same time, I don't want to drive back. I'd love to go ahead and explore and see everything. And I hate flying. I really, really bad with it. I get dizzy and I freak out and stuff. I don't know why. I hate turbulence. But Now driving, I think that would be like, I think it's what, a 36-hour trip or something like that down to Florida from San Francisco. Oh no, it'd be fun. Oh yeah.
I do have to say, now that we were talking about Chattanooga, I'm pretty sure it's Chattanooga where you start to see all those "See Ruby Falls" signs. Like,
oh yeah.
every 5 feet, it seems like there's 1,000 of them. We actually did it the last time we were up in Tennessee and coming down, and it was actually really, really cool.
Yeah.
Like, if you'll check in our videos, you'll see that we did a vlog then, and just going through the caves and seeing all the stalagmites and then the falls at the end, or at least the, what do they call that? There's falls is a different section, but they have 2 different things you can do there. But
I'll have to recheck it out. I remember watching the video.
Rock City. Yep.
I remember seeing the video, but I don't remember that part. I don't know. I'll have to check that out today.
But anything else on the docket, guys?
Yeah, Alex, get on up to Ohio, man.
Yeah, man.
West Virginia. We'll do a big
awesome
trip on up to what is that place? Kings Island, man.
Yeah.
We can find a cheap flight or something, because I don't know if we're going to be able to do the road trip anymore. But still, we're still thinking about it.
Hey, if you can find a cheap flight.
Craft brews in Columbus.
Oh yes, 4-string brewery, man. That lemonade shandy's coming back out soon.
Yep. And Brewdog is, like I was saying yesterday, Brewdog is huge.
Yeah, Brewdog.
Yeah, I think they're expanding the brewery down in Canal, and they're also going to be opening up a hotel. You know, they're making a whole big resort of it.
Oh, I know what you're talking about now. Yeah, I saw that a while back. I tried to do it on the Kickstarter.
Yeah.
And Alex, you can find a flight from St. Pete to Huntington for less than $100 round trip. So, because we're only 2.5 hours away from Columbus, it's a simple drive up there for us. So you're more than welcome to come on up, or if we have enough room on the way back from our little mini vacation down there, spring break, who knows? We might have an extra seat in the car available, because we aren't bringing the cat back. The cat is staying in Florida until we move. So
fine, I'll just dig my nails into you instead.
You have to sit on his shoulder.
We'll see. Maybe we can find like a cheap flight or something at some point and do a long weekend, maybe. But
yeah, I know that they are currently doing a special right now, and you can find tickets for like $35.
Are you still coming down here in April or no?
We're coming down there in March. We will be down March 17th. We will be at the Animal Kingdom on March 17th with the Florida Fanatics. We are doing a collaboration vlog with them.
Nice.
So, and then they are going over to Ultra Music Festival. They're so lucky. So,
is that the one down on Miami Beach?
Yeah.
Oh God, that thing is crazy from what I've seen.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I would not.
Just a bunch of kids waiting for the beat to drop.
Yes, exactly. Among other things going on.
Oh yeah. That's the most demure thing going on.
But yes, we will be down in March, and we'll be doing Disney, we'll be doing Universal, and we're probably going to end up getting our Busch Gardens and SeaWorld and Adventure Island passes then too. So, I mean, $28 a month with no down payment for every single SeaWorld Busch Gardens themed park. So, because if we're lucky, we're going to head on up to Virginia, and just before the spring break trip ends, we're going to go ahead and go to Williamsburg Busch Gardens. Since that's about just a 6-hour drive, I think, for us.
Yeah. Oh, A&E's Adventures said, "Beat's not the only thing getting dropped."
Exactly. That goes back to that, extracurriculars at the concerts. So, well, guys, it's been just about an hour. I think this has been a pretty successful little chat. It's been fun.
Yeah, definitely. So as always, I think one thing we'll do always at the end of all these live streams, make sure everyone who's been talking in the chat room, there's been a few of you, everyone check each other out, which I think most of you already know each other from different live streams and whatnot, but everyone check each other out. We're gonna do the hashtag TinyTuber Thursday today.
TinyTuber Thursday.
Get out with a bunch of people that are small YouTubers. Let them be known out there. Spread everyone's channel out to everyone, so we can all be one big family.
Oh, you got to share the love. Love is all you need.
Right.
So, all right, guys. Well, it's been a fun one.
Yeah.
Do it again soon. We'll plan something again, but thanks everyone for coming on and chatting and whatnot. Hopefully we can keep this going and keep it growing and whatnot, and hopefully at one point maybe we can get a better quality. It's not too bad on.
I mean, I've got the video up over here. What we're seeing for each other is definitely not represented in what is on the actual screen. The quality on the live stream itself is definitely much better than what we're seeing for each other. So, but yeah. Yes, thank you. Cheers to the mouse. Thank you, A&E's Adventures. And we also had 22-ounce curls. We had 3 people joining in today with us. Not too bad for a second time around. Yeah. So,
thanks for including me.
Oh, yeah, definitely. We sort of did this. We threw it together pretty quickly. So we'll definitely eventually have a set time where we can go ahead and do things, and it'll help us bring more people in. And we'd always love to have people join us, like Tim, you joining us today. This was wonderful. All you need is a Google Hangouts account, which is completely free. So, and I believe you're working on the iPad, right?
What's that?
You're working it out on the iPad, right?
Yeah, I'm using the iPad. I got my phone right here, and I am currently streaming from my childhood bedroom.
Can't go wrong with that.
Yep, and nothing has changed apparently. So,
oddly enough, Alex is hanging out in my childhood bedroom. Sort of. I lived in the garage for a couple of months at one point. I had my bed out there. It was the biggest bedroom I ever had. I loved it.
You got a great breeze coming in.
Yeah, exactly. You just go ahead and open the door. So, oh yeah. Well, people see that garage door is up. There's actually bay doors. We built a wall and put doors in there. Yeah, it's not just like open and stuff. We can actually go ahead and close the garage door for whenever hurricanes come for a little extra protection. So,
yeah, basically, it used to be our music room. Now it's an everything room.
Yeah, if people have junk drawers, we have a junk garage.
I might clean it up a little bit today. I need to do
there you go. And 22-ounce Curl says, I want to join you guys one day. Hey, man, you're welcome to join. Just contact Alex and I, or Alex or I, and we'll get it set up. We're going to try and do this at least twice a week. So it's just a matter of, everybody being able to get the time together. And the sooner we know it, the sooner we'll be able to go ahead and post out to people and let them know so they can get ready to watch.
See you later, A&Es. Thanks for watching.
Right. Yes, see you, A&Es. And I'm going to get going myself. It's been fun. But it's time to go. We got Morty Mouse doing his live stream here in about another half an hour. Theme Park Brews live stream coming up.
All right, guys.
So,
cheers.
All right, you guys have a good one. See ya.
Hey, guys.
Peace.